What if you were trapped alone on an island with no food, no tools, and no way home? This isn't just a movie plot, it's the true story of Pedro Serrano, a Spanish sea captain whose world was shattered in 1526. His ship, caught in a vicious hurricane, sank without a trace in the unforgiving waters of the Caribbean, casting him ashore on a tiny, barren strip of sand now known as Serrano Bank. It was alone with nothing but the clothes on his back and a knife. In his belt, the island was a desolate wasteland, offering no fresh water, no trees for shelter, and no soil to grow food. Just sand, coral, and the relentless sun. His first challenge was survival's most basic need, water. There were no streams, no springs. Desperate and parched, Pedro discovered a grim but ingenious solution. He would catch sea turtles that came ashore to lay their eggs, using their overturned shells as makeshift basins. He collected precious rainwater. It was a meager supply, but it was enough to keep him alive. Food was the next hurdle. The turtles provided not just a source of water collection, but also his main source of sustenance. He ate their meat raw at first, a harsh reality of his new existence. But he knew he needed fire, not just for cooking, but for warmth during chilly nights, and as a signal for any passing ships. How do you make fire with nothing? Pedro searched the coastline relentlessly, his hope dwindling with each passing day. Then he found it. Washed ashore from his own wrecked ship or another long-forgotten vessel, he discovered flint. Striking his knife against the flint, he painstakingly created sparks, nursing them into a flame with dried seaweed and driftwood. This fire became his lifeline, a beacon of hope in the vast, empty ocean. He built a small smoke tower from coral and stone, ensuring his signal fire would never go out. It burned day and night, a constant plume of smoke rising into the sky, his silent plea to the world. Days bled into weeks, weeks into months. The crushing weight of solitude began to press down on him. He would talk to himself, sing old sea shanties, anything to fill the deafening silence. The horizon was a constant, taunting reminder of the world he had lost. Every sunrise brought a flicker of hope, and every sunset, a wave of despair. He maintained his fire, caught his turtles, and drank his rainwater, trapped in a seemingly endless cycle of survival. He was a ghost on his own tiny island, a man the world had forgotten. After 3 agonizing years of complete isolation, the impossible happened. Another man washed ashore, a survivor from a different shipwreck. For Pedro, who had resigned himself to a life of solitude, this was a miracle. But the initial joy soon turned to conflict. Resources were scarce, and the psychological strain of their situation created friction. They argued, fought, and eventually divided the small island in two, each man living in his own separate, lonely half. It was a tragic irony. After years of praying for human companionship, he now found himself at odds with the only other person on the island. Yet, as more time passed, they realized their survival depended on each other. They reconciled, understanding that unity was their only chance. Together, they maintained the signal fire, shared the workload, and provided each other with the human connection they both desperately craved. They shared stories of their past lives, of families and friends they might never see again. They weren't just 2 survivors anymore. They were a team, bound by a shared fate. Years continued to pass. In total, Pedro would spend an astonishing 8 years on that barren speck of sand. Then, one fateful day, a ship appeared. Not as a distant mirage, but real. Its sails full against the blue sky. They frantically waved, shouted, and stoked their signal fire until thick smoke billowed upwards. The ship saw them. As the rescue boat approached, the sailors were stunned by the sight of 2 wild, long-haired men, clad in animal skins. Pedro and his companion were finally saved. When Pedro Serrano eventually returned to Europe, his story was so incredible that many refused to believe it. He had to prove his ordeal, recounting the details of his survival to skeptical audiences. He had endured the unimaginable, surviving for 8 years on an island that should have claimed him in days. His story is a powerful testament to the unyielding strength of the human spirit against all odds. It reminds us that even in the most desperate of circumstances, hope, ingenuity, and the will to live can conquer the impossible. Thanks for watching World Adventures. If you were inspired by this incredible story of survival, Make sure to subscribe and join us for more real-life adventures.